The former speaker told me that he's been training, doing a little boxing. And if he was to hit you, you would go down and you'd go down hard. Your reaction?
Well, I would just encourage your viewers to look at the NPR, the lady from NPR, Claudia, look at her Twitter account. She had a pretty accurate view of it and disclosed exactly what happened. You know, I haven't put it on the internet or anything. I haven't called the press or any of that. So it's just, unfortunately, this is just indicative of really, I mean, it shows America what the reason the 8 of us chose to depose Kevin McCarthy.
And so you think he elbowed you because you basically went for the crown?
I don't know. I don't know why he did it. I'm afraid it's just a sad asterisk on the end of his career. I mean, as he spirals out of control. That's what I think. The only thing I can think of, I'm one of 8 out of 435. The first thing he said was, well, I was just brushing him out of the way. The next thing he said was, I didn't see him. The next thing he said was, I was going to call him. And then the fourth or the fifth explanation he gave was that it didn't happen. I mean, you know, so you're going to have to take your pick.
All right, well, listen, I don't know who to believe. There's no video. Well, we're going to have to FOIA the surveillance. You're calling him a liar. He's saying you're a wimp. And I don't know what to make of it.
No,
now, you guys got rid of...
You have an NPR reporter who gave the report. I think, why would she lie? I mean, she's not exactly going to be on my side.
That's true.
On politics.
That's true.
I mean, you know, I have, what is my rating with the Heritage and all the other conservative groups?
All right, everybody, we have with us the man who has taken on the gargantuan effort of taking down the king of the swamp, the biggest disaster that we have in Washington, D.C., known as Kevin McCarthy. He got his butt kicked in the speaker's race, but they say he's still trying to remain in Congress and keep his little influence going. This man is going to stop him. I'm so glad to have you here today. How are you?
Joey, I'm so glad to be here, you know, and you're exactly right. I mean, Kevin, he's everything wrong with DC, and he waited his whole life to get this gavel, and he's not trying to go away quickly. Everybody thought he was bowing down and that he really wanted Jim Jordan and all this. That was all lies. Kevin, as you could tell based on his behavior yesterday.
I mean, so what is wrong with this guy? I mean, so last week, this man walked around the Capitol he tried to beat Tim Burchett up. He kicked him or something, or shoved him. What is going on here? Like, this is a grown man. He was the Speaker of the House, the top dog in Congress, and now he's been resorted to just running around the Capitol, shoving the people who voted for him to leave out. Where is the maturity? Now, you know, we can talk about Kevin's policies all day. We can talk about how he really was never a MAGA Republican. We can talk about all of those things, but just his character. It really is weird to me to see a guy shoving somebody in the halls of Congress. I guess he's bitter. I guess he's just mad. I mean, what's going on? Here's, before we get into that, you are doing something that is huge. You have to have balls of steel. I mean, to pardon my crudeness, but you're going up against the guy that's the person with all the money in Congress.
Well, listen, I mean, first, to start with what's up with Kevin, I mean, anyone that knows Kevin, I've had run-ins with Kevin from my last race, not directly, but through his surrogates. I mean, this has been going, Kevin has waited his whole life to become Speaker. Everything, you know, he was willing to say and do whatever he could to get that gavel because he believed, you know, in his own right. I mean, and a lot of the people in the California Republican Party believe that Kevin had a presidential future. So this is a guy, this is a guy who thought he was going to be the most powerful guy in Washington for many years, only to have it taken away from him in record time, right? Record short reign. And it's totally soul crushing to him. And I have stepped up. I committed the cardinal sin in California after my last primary. They came to me and they basically told me, Listen, we know we kind of screwed you over hard, but it's nothing personal. This is just business. And if you're willing to basically, kiss the ring and rah rah for the team, start off low, we'll support you, and then move your way up. We'll do it. But I wasn't interested in that, so I said, you know what? I'm going to shed light on you guys, and I'm going to stand up and talk about Jessica Patterson, who's the chair of the California Republican Party, who despises President Trump. I mean, when she says his name, you could see that she is disgusted with it. I've got a huge target on my back. Kevin runs things like the mafia here. If you speak out against Kevin or his minions in Sacramento there, you are put on basically a no-fly list. Let's put it that way. But so yeah, I mean, Kevin's a nihilist. He doesn't believe in anything.
Well, he started out as a moderate sort of in Congress, and slowly he morphed his way into a pseudo MAGA Republican actor, and it never really played well because you could just tell I think he has a visceral hatred for the base. And I
he
think
does. I mean,
it's not only him. I think a lot of these DC elitists, they have a visceral hatred for people like you and me who just want to see the country put first. And I don't think we need people like that in power. If you wouldn't sit and break bread with your lowest income voter, if you want to call it that even, then what are you doing? Like, you're supposed to represent all the people in the district. And I think Kevin's problem was he completely forgot where he came from.